There is this tendency in the history of empire to blame the West for everything. The British Empire was the worst thing that ever happened, and it's responsible. It's almost as if the argument is the West has so much power, or the British had so much power, that they bear responsibility for everything awful in the world that happened. And it seems to me that's simply not reasonable.
No, and it goes back to the point about the relative weakness of states in the 19th century, early 20th century. Colonial governments, in terms of resources, were very limited. And one reason for frontier violence in North America and in Australia was that the presence of government was so weak. For example, we all know about the violence between settlers and Native Americans in the 1870s, 80s, south of the border here. One of the reasons for the violence was that the US Army, after the Civil War, guess how many troops were in the US Army?
30,000?
I think about 40,000.
Yeah.
And there wasn't the same violence in Western Canada at the same time, partly because the number of settlers wasn't so great. But I think around that period, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which was in charge of Western Canada, not Ontario, in the east, had 1,000 men.
Yeah.
And you can say they should have had more. And then the question arises, really? Funded by what? From where? So I think one of the kind of sub-themes of my thinking about this, Margaret, is I'm just acutely aware of human limits.